Hey, Tubies! This is Bob Hickman. It is so good to be back with you. Well, you guys are just rocking it. I tell you, I want to say thank you to all you've been coming out all week to my series on Is Wicca Right for You? It seems to have helped a lot of you, as many of you are just new to the faith or exploring it. And if you didn't see yesterday's video, we had a kind of an adjunct onto that was, raising children in Wicca. And if you're somebody who has family or you know people that are Wiccan dealing with children that are Wiccan, you might want to check that out. Okay, so yeah, definitely take a look at that. Anyways, here we are, and I promised you guys we would have a video on UFOs today. And one of the UFOs that I wanted to stop and talk about here is one of the ones that is very prevalent now, very prominent in the UFO scene, and that is the big triangle craft. And I'll put a picture up here. Now, the triangle craft seem to be what I would say are one of the latest phases of UFOs. It's interesting when you study the UFO history over the last 50 to 100 years, what you'll notice is that it seems like even among the aliens, technology evolves. No surprise, here on Earth, think how much technology has changed. Look at, for example, automobiles. Cars over even just the last 50 years have really transformed. So look at a 1955 Cadillac and then look at today's Cadillac. There's a big difference, you see. And so I guess we shouldn't be surprised that the aliens evolved their technology. Now, every group of aliens tend to have their favorite ships. And for example, we've talked about the Andromedans and the Venusians and the Martians. A lot of them use the long cigar-shaped craft, and we've talked about this. Those are like a mile in length. In the early days, like from I'd say the 1940s forward, most of the sightings in the early days, the 40s, 50s, and into the 60s, were what were known as the saucer craft. So the flying saucers were the big thing, and because they were seen everywhere, they looked like little saucers. That's how the term became flying saucer. But from I'd say from the 1980s forward, majority of the sightings of the craft are now the triangular craft. And these are ones that are oftentimes associated with alien abduction. It seems that the inhabitants of the triangular-shaped craft tend to be the gray aliens. Many people have been brought aboard them, have encountered the gray aliens, and also the praying mantis aliens. And the interesting thing is there are some features that seem to be common among the various triangular craft. One is that they have a point of light on each corner of the triangle. And these lights tend to be kind of illuminators that highlight as they fly. It seems that the triangular craft like to fly lower. They tend to fly, literally just above the treetops in many cases. And so the people who see them, when they do illuminate, see them very clearly. What's interesting is the color of these craft, for the most part, tend to be black, literally black or charcoal gray, very dark. And many observers have said that they've noticed these craft literally hovering, like literally above the treetops, but usually when all their lights are off, they tend to blend in with the night sky and are practically invisible. And so people walking around the ground have reported that, like they're walking around and they don't see anything, and suddenly a light comes on, and they're aware that the ship is literally hovering motionless over them. Now, what's interesting about these ships is they can move with absolute silence. They can hover absolutely still with no sound. And when they accelerate, they can accelerate to literally light speed within just a few moments. So they have a technology that is really quite fascinating. One of the other features of the triangular craft is that in the middle of the triangle, there's also another light. And this light, from what observers have reported, seems to be kind of like a tractor beam. Literally, a light comes down. Usually it will come over, like if somebody's standing out in the field, they'll look up and see the ship. And from that center of the triangle comes down a beam that literally wraps around their body. And generally what it does is it paralyzes them. They become stiff as a board, and then they literally just go up into the ship. It's almost like an elevator. Many abductees have reported this experience. Now, what's interesting is that the size of these ships can range from a size of, a few hundred feet to literally miles in length. There was a giant triangular craft that flew over Phoenix several years ago. Many of you may have seen that, called the Phoenix Lights. Giant triangular craft covered the entire state. And according to witnesses, each side was about a mile in length. And it flew silently. At least at this time, as far as I know, our technology does not allow propulsion or acceleration of crafts of that size with absolute silence. This is a whole nother level of technology. Now, what's very interesting is if you look at the newer American military fighter planes and the bombers, many of them very much resemble the triangular craft. And it's believed that the American military actually has studied these alien craft and are using technology in our own planes now. Some people have said to me, Psychic Bob, could it be that the big triangular craft are just American military projects? Certainly possible, but I'll tell you the majority of the people that have encounters with them do get abducted or have such a profound experience that they know that it's not from this world. It's not American military doing it. One of the things that happens also is the craft seem to have the ability, they scan. I don't know what they're scanning for, but like I've had clients tell me literally that they've been out driving in their car and they'll see one pass over and the beam will literally scan over their car and over them. And they've said that at the time they can feel as if when the beam hits them that it's almost reading them or reading some type of picking up an energy off of them. They can feel that something is occurring. It's not just light, but there's something tangibly happening. So this is interesting. So the light beam could be a tractor beam as well as some type of sensor, which I believe it is. So you see, these triangular craft are really something that you want to watch. Now, as I said, many of them can be even a mile in length on each side. So if you think about a craft that technically would be like 3 miles in total area, that's pretty immense. So definitely, I think we're dealing with a new level of technology, something very fascinating. Now, as I said, these craft are believed to be connected to the gray aliens, which come from Zeta Reticuli, which is a star system on the far side of the galaxy. So they're not just like local people from Mars. These crafts do travel vast distances. And from observers, they've said they've accelerated to literally like light speed within a few moments. So they're able to break I believe, the time-space continuum. I do believe that they may employ wormhole technology in their travel, as well as possible transdimensional reality. It seems to be across the UFO phenomena that many of the ships have this element of literally disappearing. And I've heard of some people who have witnessed the triangular craft say they literally just faded away as if they became invisible. And isn't this interesting? Because back in the old Star Trek series, I believe it was the Romulans, used to cloak their ships with an invisibility cloak. And so the triangular craft may well also cloak themselves or in some way move into another time-space dimension and go through a portal. So I do believe that we're dealing with a technology that is way beyond that which we know. Anyways, just want to kind of open up the discussion today, kind of bring that to you. I'll put some more triangular craft here pictures at the end. But tell me, have you ever seen a triangular shaped UFO? What was your experience? Have you heard anybody that you know has seen it or encountered it? What was their experience? What have you learned? Maybe this is totally new to you and you've never heard of it. Tell me that this is new to you as well. I'd be interested to hear, your perspectives on it. So anyways, guys, I'm so glad you're here. Just want to touch in with this. Let's have a discussion, okay? Anyways, be back here tomorrow. On Friday, we are going to do messages from the spirit world, and you don't want to miss it. I'm so glad you're here. This is Bob Hickman. I send you my blessings, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Oh, by the way, like this, favorite, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe. Join our channel. Blessings to you all.